Sup, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of X to the Z, two generations of hip hop heads. I am Haas Funk, the Trunk Master,
And I am Prince Ferg,
and we are the
the
Rapaholics.
Rapaholics,
Now, the premise of this show is this: I am considered Generation X,
and I'm considered Generation Z.
and we are both into hip hop music. I've been a hip hop head since the late 1980s.
And I've been, listening to hip hop probably since 2013, but really started getting into it and considering myself a hip hop head like more 2016, 2017.
Cool. So, about 10 years or so, right?
Yeah, yeah,
All right. Well, what we're going to do for each episode is recommend to each other an album that we like from our respective generations, but the other hasn't heard, and then listen to, review, and rate each other's recommendation. And we'll see if we can bridge the gap between the two generations of hip hop heads. Let's do it.
let's go. It's gonna be fun.
All right. So, my recommendation for you was Fear of a Black Planet by Public Enemy, which was a
Yeah.
huge album for me and was instrumental, no pun intended, in me becoming a hip hop head. Before that, I was mostly listening to rock music, like 1980s, 70s, even 60s stuff. And although
Mm,
I was aware of some rap acts at the time, it was Public Enemy and another group called Digital Underground that converted
yeah,
me to hip hop. Fear of
nice.
a Black Planet was like the first album by Public Enemy that I got into, as the videos were getting a lot of play on Much Music at that time. So that's a bit about my history with this album. I'll tell you some more later. Now, ideally, it would be good to just listen to the music first without any visuals. So I don't know how you listen to it, but I think it's better just so you can focus on the music and not let the artist's image affect your judgment.
Right,
Um,
right.
but for me, I listened to your recommendation on YouTube, so I couldn't really do that. But
Oh,
I tried to
did you
just
watch the
listen and,
visuals?
well, I can see what the guy looks like, and there was one or two videos, actual videos.
Yeah,
But um, at this point, there's so many rappers from different backgrounds, so I don't think it really matters, like in my own brain
yeah.
and what my own whatever biases and judgment. But
Right.
yeah, I just having said that though, I think part of the experience of listening and enjoying music is the artist's image and background, right? You can't really separate it.
Mm,
But for the purpose of this show, I just want to know whether the music appeals to you or not, and whether your music will appeal to me. All right. So Ferg, why don't you tell us your thoughts on Fear of a Black Planet? Any good points, not so good points, any top song picks, whatever you got.
right, right.
And then give it a rating out of five speakers. And also tell us anything you knew of or heard from Public Enemy before you listened to this album.
Yeah, so for me, Public Enemy, like although I've dived into a lot of old school hip hop, like I could say I've listened to pretty much most people, but Public Enemy is one of the like few groups that I haven't really listened to at all, which is crazy because I've heard lots about them and I just never really checked them out. So I was like pretty happy with the recommendation you gave. So let me just pull up my notes here. So honestly, the two things that I see the most in terms of my notes for each song is I really like the lyrics and I really like the beat. So the instrumentals were really good throughout the whole album. The lyricism as well was really, really, really good. Um, what else did I put down? There was a lot of like fun and groovy, just upbeat, songs that I felt like I just want to dance to. Have anything negative to say about any of the songs, it would probably just be Polly Wanna Cracka. So the notes I just had was it was just kind of a little odd and repetitive, a little weird. But
Wow.
obviously, I'm sure there's a market for that kind of music. But yeah, personally for me, it wasn't really something I could get down with.
Okay.
And
It's funny because I used to really like that song. I mean, I still do. It just
oh
sounds
yeah.
different now. I don't know if it's aged well, but it's something that I would often like kind of sing like when I w wasn't listening to it. I'd be like with my friends and I'd sing it and they'd be laughing because it sounds funny. So,
Fear of a Black Planet, like the actual song on the album.
mm,
That was a good song, but I felt like there was a lot of commentary or like kind of like telephone talking breaks throughout the song,
mm,
which I felt like kind of took away the rest of the music for me.
mm,
I get the direction they were going in for sure. Yeah. I get the direction they were going in, trying to mix it up, have a little bit of a skit in there as well as story going on.
mm,
But yeah, just so I feel like the commentary isn't really for me as well.
mm,
Um, but yeah, overall, like I said, everything I liked, almost everything else I had something positive to say about. I really liked the lyrics, the beat, and just the overall vibe.
yeah,
Um, and the two songs I wrote down, my two favorites that I actually listen to now on the regular lately is Power to the People and
okay.
Can't Do Nothing for You, Man. Yeah. So those are
Interesting.
the two favorites from the album.
Um, did you do you know when this album dropped? Like what year? Did you look up that?
I did see it. I can't remember off the top of my head. Was it like the late 80s or mid 80s?
It was basically yeah, like 1990s when that actually dropped. They probably recorded it in 89 or
Yeah.
even earlier, but yeah, so
Since
basically right
89,
at the
yeah.
beginning of 1990, early 1990, they dropped. So that's 36 years ago.
Wow.
So the world was a different place. The internet wasn't even out yet,
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
So how about the, did you look up or read anything about their history or anything about the members, current status, etc.?
So my mom's talked about them a lot. She likes them. She said because
Mm,
she knows I'm into NWA, so she's always told me, you should check out Public Enemy.
yeah.
She said they made kind of similar music, like um almost like protest music in a way,
Mm, mm,
and just talking about real stuff going on, the real issues, and really like power to the people
right.
type of music. So I've always known that about them, but like I said, I haven't really checked out any of their music before.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I'm not too sure honestly on their status now.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So
Yeah.
you don't know about Flavor Flav, the other guy in the group, like the hype man
Oh, so
slash
he
second
he was
rapper.
he was in Public Enemy.
Yeah, yeah. He's the other guy in the group, basically like rapping along or
Oh,
saying like ad libs here and there.
okay. I know Flavor Flav for sure, but yeah, I had
Okay.
no idea he was in. I had no idea he was in Public Enemy.
Yeah. Well, he's got his own song. 911 is a joke. That's his solo song
Oh, okay. All right.
on that album. Yeah.
Yeah, well, honestly, let me
Okay.
see. Let me see what I wrote down about that one. So I thought it was two people's because I guess he switched up his voice like halfway through because I have really liked the lyrics. First guy's voice threw me off at first, but then I appreciated it and thought it was unique and it
Oh,
had a catchy hook. But yeah, it's
yeah.
funny because I had the first guy. I guess he switched up his voice at some point. It sounded like someone completely different. So that's funny.
Okay.
It was just him, yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
whatever kind of delivery he was doing at the start, yeah, like I said, it threw me off. But then as it started to go on, I started to appreciate it more. I'm like, oh, this is kind of unique. This is cool, like something different. But yeah,
Right.
really, really good lyrics though on that one.
Are you interested in listening to more of their music?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll definitely check out more of it. I mean, I don't know, would you say that's their most popular album? Their most iconic one or?
one of them, but the album before that, which is called "It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back,"
Right.
that
Okay. Yeah.
was
Yeah.
that's probably thought of as more of the classic, like golden era, 1988. You know, like that's when it dropped, and I think a lot of people hold that up as a kind of standard.
Mm,
But for me, like Fear of a Black Planet was the first album I got into from them, so for me, it's my favorite probably.
cool.
So yeah.
All right. Nice. Nice. Yeah. I'll definitely check
Anything?
out the other one, the other album.
How about this? Do you have a rating? What would you give it out of five if you have
Uh,
to rate it?
Out of five, 3.5 to like 3.8. For me, that's considered fairly high because I'm the type that always has to listen to the album at least twice before, you
Yeah,
know, I fully, get into it. Like there's so many times where I listen to the album, tons of skips. I listen to it a second time a day later, and there's so many songs that I really, really end up liking.
yeah.
So, but so
It's a
to
good
have,
point.
yeah, I feel like to have a score like that is for me that's pretty good. I'd say for a first listen.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think that if I were to listen to it again, there would definitely be more songs in my rotation from that project. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to give you a few thoughts from this album. So one of my favorite songs on this album is "Brother's Gonna Work It Out," basically the first song after the
Okay.
introduction.
Yeah.
It has this guitar riff sample, and for me, that helped bridge the gap between rock and rap because I still
Mm,
liked, rock music with guitars, but the guitar riff sample was just sounded so cool. It's so funky.
right.
And I later found out they sampled Prince for that, which
Oh
made it
wow.
like
Okay.
amazing on another level.
Wow.
Um, Welcome to the Terror Dome is another banger that I loved.
Yeah.
Um, and just so the overall the production, it's like this wall of sound. The producers, the called the Bomb Squad, they created this just dense sound with it had this like sense of urgency. And then
Right.
Chuck D's got this commanding voice. So like sonically, this album is just so powerful. And so whenever I listened to it, because I had it on cassette, I would play the first side,
Mm.
but I'd end up not listening to the second side almost every time. So I've actually barely heard the second side. Like I
Oh
have listened to
really?
it, but compared to the first side, which I had played over and over and over, right? It's almost like I feel like once you get to the end of the first side, you kind of need a break because it's just so pow overpowering.
Fair enough.
And
Yeah.
so, yeah, so unfortunately, I largely ignored the second side, except for Fight the Power. That was at the very last song, and that was like a single that came out even before the album. It was on a movie soundtrack called "Do the Right Thing," and
Okay.
so I already knew that song, but those songs that you like are all on the second side, the B
Hmm.
side,
Yeah.
and so I'm not as familiar with them to be honest. Um, yeah, I feel like the second side or the B side, like once you got to that, I felt like some of the songs would get a little bit not monotonous, but they kind of sound the same, and they weren't as like unique
Hmm.
compared to the first side's tracks. That's just the impression I got.
Okay.
So that's another reason why I didn't always listen to the second side. Um, yeah, but this album, man, for me is just so amazing. Like it was a top five album for a long time for me. And
Nice.
also, like, I want to say another thing is, when you listen to music at a certain time in your life, there has an effect on you. You remember that for a long time. And for me, this came out at a time in my life when I could have like I was good at absorbing and memorizing a lot of lyrics. And that of course it helps to have like the insert inside had all the lyrics printed. So I would just spend hours reading the lyrics while listening to it.
Uh,
So I can still
nice.
recite a lot of these songs lyrics like
Well,
off
that's
the top of my
awesome.
head. Yeah.
Sick, sick.
Um, but I would also spend a lot of time like dissecting the lyrics, like trying to understand them. And I was learning a lot of lessons from them that I like lessons I wouldn't learn in school. you know?
Mm,
So like consequently, it was groups like Public Enemy that taught me that what you see on TV or hear from like authorities is not always the truth,
right.
right? So
Yeah.
for me, this was my real education. Now, contrast that with a lot of the rappers, a lot of popular rap that came after that, or even
Yeah.
now. There's not that many artists like Public Enemy, right? Especially,
Yeah.
in their peak, they had this level of fame. They were huge. Fame and respect. They were rocking stadiums all over the world.
Mm,
And they're still out there now in their 60s, still making music and still
nice.
like, calling out those who need to be called out. Like
Yeah. It's
they're
awesome.
legends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dope. I haven't really heard anyone that I could compare a Public Enemy to. Like they definitely have their own sound and their own thing going on. So yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I don't think there's like another group really like them in rap, right? It's just like the level they got to and the kind of like you said, the kind of lyrical content, the messages they were putting out. There's a lot of rappers that are kind of doing that, but they're not as big, not as famous. They're not rocking stadiums, you
Yeah.
know. Um, and Public Enemy, like they appealed to a wide audience, like guys like me who are, just like white guys from the suburbs were some of the biggest demographics of their audience,
Mm,
right? Of their fans. So yeah, no doubt, man.
yeah.
Legends. I'm
Yeah,
lucky I
for
got to
sure.
see them. I got to see them twice in live, but this was like way after their peak. This is like within the last 20 years. So,
Oh, okay.
I didn't get to see them in the 90s. But even that though, like the last album I bought for them came out in like 1993. So like they put out a lot of albums since then, but I've never really checked out most of their music. Now and then I do when they have a new album, but I
Yeah.
haven't really, I just kind of moved on like from Public Enemy's kind of the sound and the message. Like the 90s just had a new wave of music just come through and you know
Yeah.
they kind of faded out, but I still like love and respect them, man. They're they had a huge impact on the culture and also just on me personally. So
Nice. Definitely. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely check
All
out
right.
more of their music for sure. Yeah.
No doubt.
So my recommendation was 5 by Puya. So he's a rapper from Florida. Um, and yeah, it's one of my favorite projects, and I really like the production on that album. So
How long ago was this that you got into?
I'd say probably high school sometime.
Okay.
Yeah, like end of high school, like 16 years old maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. I think this album said 2018 it came out.
right. Okay, yeah. Yeah, 2018. So about a year after it came out, then roughly is when I got into
Okay.
it. I'd say.
Cool, cool. Okay, I'll start the good points. All right. So yeah, his rapping, man, like I was really impressed. He has a really quick delivery,
Mm,
good breath control. Like he's kind of relentless, just nonstop. Like, I don't even know if he does the punch-ins, like, stop and then start again. Like he was really skilled MC.
yeah.
Um, his voice is like I would say it's palatable. Like it's not amazing, but it's not annoying at all.
Mm,
And I didn't detect any auto tune, at least like the way that people use it, where there's up and down. Because I've always just I can't stand auto tune. I've always detested it. It's
yeah.
just a weird thing for me. I've never liked it at all.
Yeah.
I understand auto tune like for actually making the tune of the person's voice like correct, but the way people go like that kind of thing, it's just I don't know what the appeal is of that.
Yeah,
So
fair enough.
he's got some tongue twisting, like rhymes, like bars sometimes, and like it's impressive. So
Hmm.
he's got a lot of clever rhymes, like he uses similes and stuff, which I didn't even know if a lot of I guess yeah, I guess a lot of artists do that still, but um I don't know. Sometimes they don't seem as clever, but this guy was, he was clever with it. So I got to give him props for that. He's a good MC.
Yeah.
Um, the beats, like they're kind of minimalist, like they're very kind of low key, but they have a lot of bounce and bass in it,
Mm.
right? Um, they have some interesting sounds. They're not too annoying though. They're not like too screechy or weird. And
Yeah.
he's and it, the tracks, like at least the first two I listened to, I don't know the actual order of the track on the album, but the ones that when I listened to it, there were some that didn't have that trappy sound that I don't know if that's what it is, but it's, that when there's not actual drum, it's like a spritzy.
Fair enough.
Like
Yeah.
I've never liked that. In the last like 20 years, artists
Mm.
have been using that. I don't understand the appeal of that.
Okay.
But this guy, like a lot of his songs did have that, but some of them didn't.
Mm.
Like some of them actually had drum tracks, like So I could
Right.
get with some of the tracks, which was cool.
I think most of the project was produced by this guy Mikey the Magician. So yeah, he definitely has that very trappy sound. Um, so yeah, those are probably what you're mostly
Uh,
hearing is his
okay.
production.
Yeah, I can see why people might bang this in the ride. There's a lot of bass. There's like a slow bounce to it, and if it had a nice uh stereo in your ride, like it would sound awesome.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, I'm more into upbeat tempos. Like I can get with slower songs too, but I felt like most of the songs were basically around the same tempo, and they weren't
Mm.
too upbeat. Um, so yeah, so I'll give you some of the more negative points, like the lyrical content, like it didn't vary enough. It didn't change as much as I would have liked. I guess it
Mm.
seemed like most of the songs are very similar, although I didn't necessarily follow everything he was saying, but um, I just kind of like to hear a little bit more variation of topics with MCs. But, you know, people rhyme about what they know, so whatever. You know, um,
Yeah.
some of the stuff he's talking about, it's not really, I wouldn't say it's my cup of tea these days at least. But then again, I love groups like MOP, which, if you know what MOP is like these guys are nuts. But for me, it's like for them, it's those guys' voices and their beats that also appeal to me, right? So it's the whole package too. But
True.
my ears though, I think they're just not really used to listening this type of rap. If that makes
Yeah.
sense, like it starts to sound the same after a while. So I think that's why I kind of want a little bit of variation in the tempo of the song and like the lyrical content.
Yeah.
Um, just so it would pique my interest more. It would keep me actually listening to it a little bit more closely. Yeah, so it doesn't mean like him and his producers are not talented though. I can definitely see that they have talent.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, for it to appeal to me a little bit more, like I'd need a little bit more different sounds, different variation on the beats and rhymes. But
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. Like I was listening to it before I gave you the recommendation, and I definitely agree. It's very similar all around. Like you said, the beats have a similar vibe to it. The lyrical content.
mm,
And knowing Pooh, yeah, I've listened to lots of his music. He's very diverse. He does all kinds of stuff, but you could
mm,
tell for this project, he was probably intentionally trying to go for one sound, which also,
mm,
may explain why it's only 11 tracks, right? Keeps it
okay,
short for album standards. So I don't know if that's the reasoning behind it, but yeah, I agree with you on that. It's
right.
definitely pretty similar.
Yeah, some people prefer an album that has a cohesive sound that not that every song sounds the same, but like it's nothing too crazy standing out.
Yes, yeah.
So. you know, like you were saying, Polly Want a Cracker didn't really fit into like the Fear of a Black Planet album. Yeah, I can kind of see that. It was very different than the other tracks. But then again, all the other tracks were just crazy wall of sound. So,
Yeah.
sometimes I think you do need a break. Like some artists will have like a up-tempo song followed by a slower song,
Right.
and go
Yeah.
back kind of back and forth sometimes. But um, I got three song picks though.
Okay.
The first songs I heard, again, I don't know if this is the right order, but the first song was called Aftershock. Um, it was a good intro to the album, and it was pretty dope. It was not really trappy at all. It didn't have like a strong drum beat, but it was not like you know.
Yeah.
So I kind of dug that one.
Nice.
The second song was Void, which you mentioned, and uh, yeah, that was a pretty good song, man. It's not uh, something like it's a good song. I would say it's like my favorite, or I would listen to it a lot. But out of the album, I think it had like a high production quality, and
Hmm.
and there was a video for it, so it's probably like one of the singles, one of
Yes.
his
Yeah.
main tracks, right?
One of the most
Yeah,
popular. Yeah, for sure.
and I don't want the image to cloud my judgment, but like looking at this guy's picture and then seeing the video, it was nuts, man. Like,
Right.
but it reminded me of like it's like a serious version of Lonely Island, which is like a parody rap group.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. It
Never,
was
no,
it was
never heard
great.
of
It was
them.
funny, but it was like he's kind of being serious, but he's like in his underwear.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
He's
um,
definitely unique. Yeah.
yeah. And then the last song I liked was called Suicidal Thoughts Part Two, or
Okay.
something,
Yeah.
Suicidal Thoughts in the Back of a Cadillac or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I thought the beat was dope, and it had some really good drums in it, so I can definitely like, groove along with that beat.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
Yeah, honestly, I would say those are my top three songs on the album as well.
oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's probably pretty widely, those three are pretty widely favored. You know,
Okay. Well,
I
and
mean,
they didn't have the trappy sound, so obviously for me, like the other ones, I would be like, yeah, it's not bad, but I can't get with this trap sound. So.
yeah, fair enough. Yeah, yeah. I saw him live actually
Oh,
in
really?
yeah, in Toronto. It was a hip hop festival, Rolling Loud, back in 2022.
Oh,
So yeah,
cool.
I saw him and his whole squad, his boys and stuff. They all came out. Yeah, it was really fun. I was right up at the front, right in the mosh
Nice.
pit. Yeah, yeah. His
Wow.
shows are crazy live. He gives it his all.
I mean, overall, my thoughts are, one, he's a skilled rapper. He flows well over those beats. Like, even if they're not my favorite beats, but he does flows well over them.
Hmm.
Um, and the beats are not terrible. I don't want to put down the producer at all. It's just not really my thing. But some of them I
Yeah,
definitely could get with. And I think, like I said, if you're in a riot and you're bumping it loud, like it would probably sound dope. You know.
yeah.
And if you're at a show and he's like ripping the mic, like I'd probably get into it.
Hmm.
I don't think I want to be in a mosh pit, but
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah,
Yeah, no, it's definitely hype. It gets you going.
yeah, yeah. So for my rating out of five speakers, I give it a 3.5. So
Okay,
which is
nice.
definitely reasonable.
So we both
So,
had the same rating then.
yeah,
Nice. Okay.
pretty good. I think we bridged that gap, man. X
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Z.
for sure. Yeah, yeah.
That's good. That's good. That's good picks. And, I'll tell you this though, man. I haven't really paid attention to a lot of artists that have been popular in the last 20 years. So like I've never actually heard a Kendrick album,
Oh, okay. Wow.
right? I
Interesting.
actually just bought like my first Kanye album, his first album, his debut album. I bought it like a few months ago.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the first album I've heard and only album I've still only heard. So yeah, man, it's like whatever's come out in the last 20 years that's been like popular, like I haven't listened to it all.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
so
there's a lot of potential. for you to get me into.
Yeah, endless for sure. Yeah. Cool.
All right, man. I think we did it.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely do it again.
All
And
right.
yeah, thanks to everyone who's watching. And we'll see
Yeah.
you on the next one.
Big up to the artists, Public Enemy and Puya.
Yes, sir. Check
Keep
them out.
making music. All right. Ferg, peace out.
Peace.